So, what is going on, guys? This is Ryan here.
And this is other Ryan here.
What's going on, guys? Dorco here.
And today we once again have another interesting video for you all. Now this one is going to be talking about why the puppet is possibly the first ever victim of the murders, and also the underlying connection between Golden Freddy and the puppet.
So yeah, in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, we're actually introduced to, well, the whole purple guy and the whole minigame concept of Five Nights at Freddy's. And in one of these minigames called Give Cake to the Children, we're introduced to this crying child who is killed by this purple guy, and it's the jump scare that follows after that actually makes us believe that this is the origins of the puppet.
In Five Nights at Freddy's 1, Phone Guy states that the animatronics have been running for 20 years. And if you think about it, the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 location was set in 1993. Minus 20 years is 1973. Now, the only timeline in Five Nights at Freddy's before we see the earliest date is 1983, which means the establishments have been running for an extra 10 years before 1983.
Yeah, and why this is actually interesting is because we could actually now visualize this teaser trailer featuring the Fredbear and Friends to possibly be the introduction to the other four animatronics, because what we have to remember, guys, is that in this Five Nights at Freddy's 2 minigame where we see this child being killed outside, all we actually see is one Freddy character. This could actually be Fredbear, and then maybe 10 years down the line, the Friends came along, which was, of course, Freddy, Foxy, Bonnie, and Chica.
Yeah, see, we actually thought that maybe because Scott basically said everything that's like learnt about is in the game. So therefore we thought originally that maybe 1983 was the original diner where this whole thing took place, but you know, like you said, in that minigame, we only see one Freddy, so it's it's a bit suspicious why we don't see the other animatronics in that Give Cake to the Children minigame.
Yeah, and going off of that as well, there's apparently two locations we haven't seen. There's this location that's just before Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and then there's this one even prior to that.
Yes. So Five Nights at Freddy's 4 was actually the, I guess, most anticipated because it actually answers the whole question of the bites of 87. As we know, Scott actually teased on his website, Was It Me? With loads of nightmare animatronics and kept us guessing and guessing until the very end. And it's in this Bite of 87, recently we discovered as well, and Reddit user Nick's Mundane Life, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, basically saying how the text colours are actually different to each other. When we see Golden Fredbear without his eyes illuminated, the text is yellow. Whereas when they are illuminated, it's got this kind of faded yellow text, and it actually says, I will put you back together.
Yes, and we actually have to look again going off of this point that's been raised by the Reddit community, because upon closer inspection, there appears to be quite a in-depth connection between the puppet and Golden Freddy, and especially looking back in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, we can actually see this become very apparent.
Yeah, the first key relationship between this lighter text being on the Night 6 ending in Five Nights at Freddy's 4 is that the I will put you back together quote is very similar to the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 Give Life minigame, where we see the puppet giving life and putting the animatronics back together for the dead children.
Yes, and this is actually a very deep connection with the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 ending of Night 6, and we actually know this game to be taking place in a very similar time era to Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which leads on nicely to the smaller Easter eggs connecting these two guys together within Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Like you were saying about the Give Life to the Children minigame in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 and linking it together with I Will Put You Back Together, we don't actually see Golden Freddy until the very last frame of this minigame. And you know, it's the Golden Freddy jump scare that makes us believe that this fifth child in the middle is Golden Freddy. And it's just weird how far the puppet is actually going to get this person back together almost. It's like there's a special connection between the two, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 as well, if you go back to the cutscenes where we are inside the Freddy Fazbear animatronic and you look around, you see the other Chica and Bonnie as well. But sometimes you get a glimpse of the puppet, I think it's at the end of Night 4, following us. Completely following us while we turn around. But if you actually look, sometimes you see Golden Freddy there as well, staring at us too. And it made me think why Golden Freddy would be there staring at us with the puppet.
Yeah, there has to be this underlying connection. And also going off of that point as well, we have to think about the key characteristics of these two particular characters in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. They both are able to almost possess these paranormal-like elements to them. And you have to think as well in Five Nights at Freddy's 1, where the Golden Freddy is able to appear in your office and does actually disappear very slowly, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. We have to think as well back to some of the rare sequences where we can see the puppet floating in some of the cameras after the music box has actually stopped spinning. If you actually forget to wind it up, we can see this puppet definitely supporting himself by floating. And this is also very apparent in the Give Gifts and Give Life minigame, where we can definitely see this puppet floating around. And it's these two guys definitely traversing the establishments in a similar manner, which definitely raises questions as to just their similarity in their traits.
I think that the biggest connection between these two characters is the fact that they were both crying before death, pretty much, and they're both upset.
Yes.
And I think the puppet sympathizes with this Golden Freddy character.
Yes.
And, like, he knows how he feels, whereas these 4 other children that die, loads of people speculating them to be the bullies. He doesn't really care for them much, you know, he stuffs them into the suits, almost as if, like, that's the way he's going to get revenge for Golden Freddy, almost.
So there we have it, guys. That was a pretty in-depth discussion about if the puppet was actually the first victim of all of the murders, and also the underlying connection between the puppet and Golden Freddy. Thank you very much to Dorcos Games for joining us for this video, and we hope you did enjoy this video also, guys. So be sure to comment down below on all of our videos, letting us know your thoughts on this topic.
If you guys did enjoy this video, why not leave a like rating, as it's much appreciated on all of our channels. And if you're new to any of our channels, why not subscribe for more interesting videos like this, and also some other gameplay videos.
So thank you very much for watching the video, guys. We hope you did enjoy, and we'll, of course, see you on the next one.
Goodbye, guys.
Want to see even more content from us?
Consider liking and subscribing to ensure you'll see all content in the foreseeable future.
And hey, why not check out our past 2 videos?